Good morning. So happy to see you here today. We're going to work today on the side body and the shoulders particularly, as well as the hips. So thinking about this whole torso as a trunk is working together. So when one hip is tight, it might cause something diagonally to be tight in the shoulder, or the lower back is tight. It might be because the psoas and piriformis are not working in collaboration. So we're going to work on these sort of push and pull of the torso and the trunk. So to start with, we'll come into a very comfortable child's pose. Now, you can take your knees together, or you can take your knees wide apart. Play with both and see what feels good. We just want to open the body up here. Make sure your toes are on top. If you're having a hard time bringing your hips back, you can bring something behind the knees. I have a yoga mat here, but you can use a cushion, something a little softer, and then press back this way. And you might find that you get a little bit more relaxation. So you have a few moments. Find the one that suits you best. So whether it's with something between the lower and upper leg, perhaps you want to bring that something underneath the torso. Just find your child's pose and then ease into it for about 10 to 12 breaths. You have about 5 more breaths here, so you can adjust anything you want to adjust for these last breaths and just release into the pose. And then we'll lift the head up just enough to come onto the tips of the fingers. Walk the tips out to the right and then ease down into it. Now, you might find on the side you need to bring a block under the forehead. You might find that you're more comfortable in wide leg if you've had your legs parallel. So again, find your pose, find the position you can most ease into, and then just relax into it. With each exhalation, letting the body and gravity meet, and letting gravity do all the work. So all you have to do is let go with the exhale. Use the inhale to create space in the body. So as you inhale, feel the openness on the left side of the body. Just a few more breaths on this side. And then lift yourself up again, just enough to come up onto the fingertips. Walk the fingers over to the left side and ease in. Find your shape and then let gravity do all the rest of the work. About 5 more breaths here. See if you can just let go a little more with each exhalation. And then lift the head just enough to walk back to center. In the center, go ahead and take a few full breaths in, full breaths out. See if you can extend your fingers and come down just a little lower. And then retaining that spaciousness in the back, lift your head and start to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Lift yourself up, coming into a hero's pose. So the tops of the feet are down, sitting back on the heels. If that's not comfortable, find any comfortable seat. And then we'll just gently look to one side and then the other. So just start to open up the neck here. Looking from left to right, bringing the chin towards the shoulder. One more each direction. And then inhale the right arm all the way up. Bring the shoulder blade down away from the ear, but lift with the fingers. And then we're going to ease into the other side. And you can use so you're leaning towards the left, use your hand, spidered up to push the floor away. So again, opening up the side body, starting to notice the relationships. They're all interwoven and spiral through the trunk of the body. With a full breath in, full breath out. And then coming into the other side, fingertips, right fingertips on the mat, lift that left arm, and then draw the left shoulder blade away from the ear, but make the fingers bright so you're reaching for the ceiling. And then push the floor away with the right hand and lean over to the right. So I'm actively pushing the floor away so I don't just collapse, but I can actually open up the side, both sides of the body. And then the tendency might be to bring the shoulder up to the ear and look forward, see if you can relax that shoulder down and lean into the side body. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then all the way back up. We're going to have a chronic bath, and we're going to take ourselves up onto the knees as we lift. So bring both forearms together as if you're scooping something up and up onto the knees. Scoop that crown over you, and then let the hands, back the hands come together. Reach up, and then draw a big circle all the way back down as you sit back down. Inhaling up. And then back down. Just a few more here. Start to get a little movement in the hips as we unwind those shoulders. Go ahead and let this be your last one. And then stay up with it. Take a big stretch. We're going to come into just a half camel. So tuck the toes. And then bring the left hand to the waist and just lean back with the right. Perhaps you can bring the right hand down and touch the right heel. Press the hips away from the heels. And then let the head stay in alignment with the spine. So don't just drop the head. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then inhale, release. Get nice and tall once again. And then right arm to the hip. Start just by leaning back. If you like, you can bring your hand to the back of the hips and push the hips forward. And then perhaps see if you can reach the left hand behind. If the reach isn't possible, you can also bring both hands to the backs of the hips. Pressing the hips forward and away from the body, away from the heels. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then inhale, hand up overhead, coming into a tabletop. Walk the knees out to the right under the hips. And then start by just swaying side to side. So looking towards the right foot, leaning into the left side of the body, and then looking towards the left, leaning into the right. Go ahead and find one more. So really finding where the edge is, pressing into the edge. And then back to center, cross the feet at the heels, roll onto the buttocks, and bring both legs out in front of you. Move the flesh away from the sides of the buttocks. And then really activate the toes. Stand up nice and tall. Draw the belly button in towards the chest. Relax the buttocks. And then soften the knees. So don't overextend the knees. If you're prone to hyperextension, you can bring something underneath the knees. Otherwise, just keep the knees soft. We're just going to walk our fingertips towards the feet. The feet are super active right now, so my toes are pointing towards the ceiling. I'm not just relaxing the feet. It's as if I'm pressing them against the wall. The knees are staying soft. On each exhalation, walking down a little bit more. Keeping the head in alignment with the spine. And then find your edge, that place where you're like, oh, that's it. That's it. I can't move much further past that. And then back off one, so you're not right on the edge. And then you can just slowly release the head towards the knees, release the heart towards the knees, round the back, but those knees are still soft. We're not locking the knees. 5 breaths here to just allow yourself to relax. And remember, you're not all the way to your edge. You're about 70%. So the edge is where I realize I can't go much further. Or I can't go any further. So you're just going to back off that so that you can relax and feel the support of the earth. Keep the toes active. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then start walking the hands back along the legs. Bend the right leg in, bring the right foot inside the left thigh. Turn the whole chest towards the left leg. And then same thing, knee is soft. But this time we're just bringing the chest towards the left knee, walking out with each exhalation. We find the edge and then back off the edge. Perhaps you can reach with the right hand around the blade of the left foot. So this is just a little bit of a twist here. If that's not quite available, just stay with your fingertips on the mat. Keep the head in alignment with the spine. And then just for the last few breaths, you can relax and round the back. So once you find your full extension, you can relax into it. But we want to make sure we're at our full extension before we start releasing into the back. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale yourself back up. Lift that right leg up. And go ahead and roll the joint, the hip joint a little side to side. And then place the right foot over the left thigh. Squeeze the leg towards you. And then we're going to reach with the left hand forward and around the right leg. Get nice and tall here. And then twisting back toward the right. With each inhalation, see if you can allow yourself to get a little taller. With the exhalation, drawing yourself a little deeper. 3 more breaths here. Keep moving into the twist. And then bring yourself forward. Release the leg. Take the right leg long. And then just shake the legs a little side to side. And then extend through the right. Bring the left foot inside the right thigh. Remember the knee is staying a little soft. Toes are staying active. Turn the chest towards the knee and just start walking yourself out on the exhalation. So let yourself take time to get there. And once again, you're noticing where things are connected. Right? So as I start to move into the shape, I might notice somewhere in the body, it feels like it's connecting to the movement to ease out and release tension. Perhaps you can reach the left hand around the blade of the right foot so you're in a little bit of a twist. If not, just keep your fingertips on the mat, heart moving forward. And with the knees still soft, go ahead and just round your back, release the neck into the shape, release the head. And if you have a hold of the right foot, go ahead and release that. On an inhale, walk yourself back up. Lift that left leg up and just roll the hip joint out a little bit. And then we'll come to the twist on the other side. So left foot is on the mat, reaching forward with the right arm, wrapping the right arm around the left leg. Taking a moment here to squeeze that leg in and get nice and tall. And then taking the twist to the other side. So with each exhalation, moving a little deeper in the twist, you might feel that belly button coming a little bit closer to the spine to support the lower back. Don't worry about the head and neck so much, just let that ease in. Really think about twisting out in the guts. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Squeeze the leg towards you. Ease a little deeper. And then release yourself forward. Take both legs out in front and just shake the knees a little side to side. And then gently move yourself forward. Come onto the back. We're just going to roll out the back a little bit. So with ease, rolling from the shoulders to the tailbone. If you feel a flat spot, stay there. Round the back. One or two more. Eventually you'll find yourself coming into a balance. See if you can find a balance here with your feet lifted. And then activate the toes. So the toes are super bright. Bring the belly button towards the spine. And then maybe you can draw your feet away from you. Maybe you can exhale down and inhale up. 3 more breaths here. Or maybe you're just holding the knees bent. If it doesn't feel possible, bring your hands behind the thighs. And then cross the feet at the ankles. Roll yourself forward back into your tabletop. Find the knees under the hips. Hands under the shoulders. Take a full breath in. Untuck the toes. Move yourself into cat. Pressing the belly button towards the spine. On the inhale, coming towards cow, looking forward, shoulder blades together. And then we'll work with the breath here. Exhale, belly button towards spine. Untuck the feet. Exhale everything into cat. Press yourself back into child's pose. And see if you can expel even more air. When you're ready to inhale, coming forward in a cow, tucking the toes. 2 more rounds like that. Exhaling into cat. Pressing out any extra stale air in child's pose. Pausing there. And then coming forward into cow. Last one like that. Exhale, cat into child's pose. Really let out all the stale air. Inhaling forward into cow, tucking the toes. And on the next exhale, pressing into the hands, lifting the knees, finding puppy pose for a moment with the knees lifted on your way to downward dog. Once you start finding your way into dog, just extend one leg, keep the other leg bent and the heel up. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Press into the fingers, the knuckles of the fingers, and then change feet. So one at a time, the heels are coming down towards the mat.
Taking a full breath in, a full breath out on each side. Go ahead and take one more each side. So one heel down, one heel lifted, full breath in, full breath out. And then other side, one heel down, one heel lifted, full breath in, full breath out. And then see if you can start to energetically bring both feet, heels toward the mat. On your next inhale, let the right foot float up, bend the right knee, and take a big circle with the knee. Pause, change the direction of the circle, and then level out the hips, step the right foot forward, left knee onto the mat. Find your foundation, and then draw yourself up. So make sure if your feet are quite tight, not as wide as the hips, you're going to feel unsteady here. So widen the feet as you need. And then we're going to just grab on the opposite elbows. Take a full breath in, and then lean towards that bent knee. Lean towards the right. And with each breath, allowing the openness of the left side of the body. With each exhalation, maybe moving into that space. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then lift yourself all the way up. Hands up in prayer, get nice and tall. And then see if you can draw the hips forward and down. Bring the hands into prayer, and we're going to take a twist to the right. So the left arm comes over the right thigh. Press the arm bones together. The arm bone into the thigh bone, rather. Take the twist. With each exhalation, pressing in the bones together so you can come a little deeper. One more. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then release from the twist. Exhale yourself all the way back up. We're going to straighten the front leg. Walk the foot out. Toes are pointed towards the ceiling. And then bringing the heart towards the knee. Again, think not of rounding the back, but of extending the crown towards the foot. Toes are pointed towards the ceiling. Ease in, one more breath. And then bend the knee, walk the hands forward, step back into your plank. Take a full breath in plank for strength. And then lower down the knees, place the chest and chin between the hands. Inhale, forward cobra. Exhale down, tuck the toes, find your way to the tabletop, and then bring the weight into the fingers and the hands, lift just the knees. So finding extension in the back, heels are lifted, knees are lifted. Full breath in, full breath out, and then easing your way into downward dog. Take any movement in dog that you need, and then see if you can find a moment of stillness there. Hands are super active, so really pressing into the first finger, the thumb, the knuckles between all the fingers. On the next inhale, lift the left leg, bend the left knee, take it in a big circle. Pause, take the circle the opposite direction. Pause, step the left foot forward. Find your way back into your low lunge. So you can fold the mat to protect the knee that's down. I like to keep the back toes tucked to take a little bit more of the weight. Whenever you're ready, you're going to inhale, arms up, reach for opposite elbows, and then lean towards the left. Lean towards whichever knee is in front. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Keep leaning and keep lifting. One more, full breath in, full breath out. Inhale up, let the hands rise up, and then bring the hands back into prayer at the heart. Pause here to bring your hips forward and down, and then turn towards the left and take the twist. Use that little unit of tensegrity of pressing the arm bone into the thigh bone to bring yourself deeper. Keep drawing the belly button towards the spine. One more full breath in, full breath out. And on an inhale, untwist yourself, extend the arms up, reach the front leg long, unfold the knee, and then start bringing the heart towards the knee. You can walk the fingers forward as needed, and try not to overextend again. I'm not trying to keep the legs super straight. I'm allowing it to be a little soft. So that way we don't overextend in the back. We're actually lengthening the hamstrings. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then walk yourself forward, step back into plank. Lowering yourself all the way down to the belly in 5, 4, 3. Keep the belly button towards the spine. 1, all the way onto the belly. Untuck the toes. Interlace the hands behind the back, lifting your hand to half locust. Now, if you want to, you can come down on the exhalations and lift on the inhales, or you can just stay. 2 more breaths. Keep the shoulders coming away from the ears. And then exhale yourself all the way down. Press back into your tabletop. Tuck the toes. Coming through that puppy pose again. So activating the hands. Lift the knees. Take a breath here. Feel the extensions in the back. And then start to straighten the legs and find downward dog. Two more. Full breath in. Full breath out. On the next inhale, lift the right leg, bend the right knee. Take the right knee to meet the right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right knee towards the left elbow. Inhale, extend. Right knee comes towards the nose. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. And then right foot on the floor. Stay in your high lunge this time with the knee lifted. We'll do the same thing. So inhale, hands up. And really active in that back foot. Draw the elbows, reach for opposite elbows, and then lean towards the right, lean towards that bent knee. Stay super active in the back foot. Full breath in. Full breath out. You got this. Inhale back to center, hands up, and then coming into prayer, taking a twist. With each exhalation, drawing the belly button in, twisting a little bit more. Stay super active in that back foot. Don't let that foot just relax. You're pressing in. One more full breath in. Full breath out. And we'll untwist ourselves back into our high lunge. Coming into pyramid pose this time, so you can straighten the front leg, and then you're gonna have to probably hop the back leg forward. So you have a shorter stance. Think about, rather than just rounding here, extending. Knees can be a little bit soft. And then relax the crown of the head. If you have blocks here, you can use blocks if it's a little hard to reach the floor. 2 more breaths. And then soften the front knee. Step yourself back, plank. Take an extra breath in plank. And then you can lower the knees, bring the chest and chin between the hands, untuck the toes, find a little bit taller cobra, and then back through tabletop, lift the knees, extend the tailbone towards the heels before finding downward dog. On the next inhale, lift the left leg, bend the left knee. We're going to bring that knee to kiss the left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, kiss the right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee towards the nose. And then place the foot on the mat, coming back into our high lunge. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Feel the foundation. Engage that back foot so you're on the ball of the foot as if you're pressing into a wall. And then reach for opposite elbows and leaning in towards the left. Allow the shoulder blades to draw away from the ears. And then back to center. Inhale the hands up. Bring the hands in front of the chest. And then turning to take a twist towards the left knee. Using that structure of the arm against the thigh to draw yourself a little deeper into the twist. One more full breath in, full breath out, twist a little deeper. And then draw yourself forward back into your high lunge. Straighten the front leg. We're waterfalling the heart towards the kneecap, but you're probably going to want to step the back foot forward. Here you'll find yourself in pyramid. So if the hands don't come to the ground, just use blocks. And then just reach the heart towards the knee. And then release the crown of the head down. So you can find 2 more breaths here. And then we're just going to bring the hands to the mat. If you need to bend the front leg, that's fine. And then step back into your plank. Getting nice and strong in plank. Take one more full breath in. And then we're going to lower ourselves down. 5, 4, 3. Keep the belly button towards the spine. 1, onto the belly. Full locust this time. Interlace the hands the funky feeling way. The non-habitual way. And this time, lifting the heels as you draw the knuckles back towards the heels. Keeping the legs squeezed together. One more full breath in, full breath out, and then exhale yourself all the way back down, hands under shoulders, back to your tabletop. Take a few circles here with the hips. Unwind that lower back. And then pressing yourself back into your puppy. And then downward dog. And then go ahead and inhale the right foot up. Step the right foot forward. And turn so you're in a wide leg stance towards the screen. Bring both hands down in front of you. And then place the left hand in front of your face. Inhale the right hand up towards the ceiling. So you're in a wide leg stance, taking a twist. And then exhale, right hand down in front of the face. Inhale, left hand up. And then exhale, both hands down. Heel to the feet in a little bit. Bend the knees. We're going to come into Malasana squat. So the feet are 45 degrees out. Elbows between the knees. Releasing into our squat. Now, if that's not quite available,
You can come to a wall and just lean against the wall. And especially if you have low back pain, this is going to help give you a little bit of space in between the vertebrae. Take another full breath in. Full breath out. And then we're going to work a little bit on our moon salutation today. Go ahead and bring the fingertips to the mat. Bring all the weight onto the right foot and extend through the left foot. So the left toes are pointed towards the ceiling. And here you are in a little ninja, or some people call this skater pose. And you can just keep your fingers on the mat for now. Feel that opening coming from the groin. More full breath in, full breath out. And then we're going to draw that foot back in. Find a moment in Vinyasa just to feel our steady footwork, and then extend the other leg. So again, the toes are super bright and active, pointed towards the ceiling. Almost as if I'm pressing that right leg into a wall. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then release back into Malasana. We'll take 5 breaths here, so if you want to take it on the wall, do that, or you can bring a block underneath you. So supporting the lower back requires a strong pelvis and pelvic floor. So here, see if you can relax the tailbone and then lift the pelvic floor. So it's the pelvic floor lift is around the perineum, so as if you're sucking something up, holding your pee, that sort of sensation. Awesome. Now bring your fingertips back to the mat if they're not already. Walk the left leg out, get nice and tall. And then we're going to walk the hands around to the right, to the bent leg, and find a low lunge. So here in your low lunge, keep the fingertips on the mat, and then drop the pelvis, or allow the pelvis to drop forward and down. And then inhale, hands rise up. Full breath in. As you exhale, perhaps the pelvis can come forward and down. One more. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then extending through the front leg. Here we are back in our runner's lunge. Bringing the heart towards the kneecap. Extending through the crown. One more. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then bend the front leg. Tuck the back toes if they're not already. And you're going to press into a high lunge. So we've already been through this once in our beginning of our flow. So now we're just putting it together in a different order. Full breath in. Full breath out. Super active in the back foot. One more full breath in. Full breath out. And then coming into our pyramid, waterfalling the chest towards the knee, stepping forward with the back foot and finding pyramid pose. Full breath in. Full breath out. Just release on the exhalations. And then go ahead and soften the front knee, step the back foot back. We're going to turn the back foot, back heel down, and just windmill ourselves into warrior 2. So in this moon salutation, you have to be aware of your own feet. And that's probably one of the biggest challenges. So right now, just check out your alignment on the feet. Are they heel to heel alignment? Is there a line from the inside of the front foot to the arch? See if you can find that. And then we're going to press into a triangle. So straighten the front leg. And then draw yourself forward. And tip your teapot. And then slowly, maybe, perhaps, you want to start looking towards the ceiling. Another full breath in. Full breath out.
And then bend the front knee. Draw yourself back to warrior two. Turn the toes in. And you're just in a big star. So the arms are extending in both directions. Fingers are super bright. Shoulder blades coming away from the ears. And then we're going to turn the feet towards the other way. So I'm turning the left foot out. Right foot is still parallel with the short end of the mat. And then lean forward, finding triangle on this side. So keep lifting the heart. Keep opening the pelvis, drawing this right hip back. And to come out of the triangle, we'll soften the front knee, find warrior two. And then we're going to turn in our warrior two, lift the back heel, find our high lunge. And then stepping it, bringing the hands to the mat so you can step the back foot forward to find pyramid. Allowing the crown of the head to release in pyramid. It's like a waterfall flowing down the front leg. And then you can keep your fingers on the mat, step the back foot back, coming into our high lunge just for a moment. Lifting the heart, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. And then see if you can just slowly start to lower that back knee. Extend to the front leg. Bring the heart once again towards the kneecap so you're in a runner's lunge. Crown of the head coming towards the foot, heart coming towards the knee. And then soften the front knee, coming through to your low lunge. So front knees bent once again, low lunge. And then hand back to the mat. And we're going to start to walk the fingertips back around, move the feet, so now you're back in your ninja. Right toes super active. And then we're going to walk ourselves back in. And here we are back in our Malasana. I'm going to be here 5 breaths, so if you want to come to the wall or put a block underneath you, go ahead and find that shape. Relaxing the tailbone towards the earth. Feeling all the corners of the feet, so you're not leaning into the arches too much, so you can bring yourself down. One more full breath in, full breath out. And if you're working the wall, you might find that you can take your ninja here. So we're going to extend, back the way we just came. Extend the right leg out. Fingertips can stay on the mat, or by this point, perhaps, you can start bringing the hands in prayer. I'm a little shaky this morning. Still trying it out. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then fingertips back to the mat, walking ourselves back around, remembering to adjust the feet to find our low lunge. Inhaling, hands up. And then we'll extend to the front leg, bring the heart towards the kneecap, finding our little runner's lunge here. And then start to bring the left foot back to the mat. Tuck the toes of the right leg if they're not already. Lift yourself into your high lunge. Again, move the feet so that the foundation is solid. And then we're going to come into our pyramid, just bringing the chest towards the front leg, walking the back leg forward just a little bit. And then stepping the back foot back to find our high lunge feet. And then turning the back heel down and finding warrior two. Beautiful. Straightening the front leg, coming into our triangle. Opening the heart towards the ceiling. And then softening the leg to come back up and finding star. So just turning the toes towards each other. Brightening those fingertips. Radiating everything out from the heart. This is super active position. Awesome. And then turn the right toes, face the short end of the mat. Reach forward. Find your triangle. Keep opening the heart. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then soften the front knee back into your warrior two. Perfect. Lift the back heel. Draw yourself into your high lunge. We're here just long enough to find the transition and then bring the hands to the mat. Step the back foot forward into our pyramid. Releasing everything just like a waterfall over the front leg. And then soften the front knee, stepping the foot back, the left foot back, finding our high lunge. Keeping that back foot super active. You can see the difference in my leg if I just relax. I'm getting a lot of pull on the ligaments, whereas if I engage that foot, it's going to engage the whole back leg. Keep that engagement in the leg, and then start to lower that left kneecap down. You can untuck the toes, straighten the front leg, runner's lunge, or half splits. Hanuman prep. And then we're going to soften the front knee, bring the hips forward and down, lift the hands, low lunge. And then we're going to straighten the front leg. Nope, we're going to bring the fingertips to the mat. And then walk ourselves around to find our ninja. And then this is your last chance, belly down. See if you can bring the hands into prayer. Find a little balance, just a few more breaths here. And then back to our Malasana. So that's about 3/4, about 80% of the full moon salutation, of the moon salutation. We started with the first few bits last week, and we'll continue with the rest of it on Friday. Go ahead and take another full breath in, full breath out. Nice work. And then bring your fingertips to the mat and just draw yourself down back onto the mat. We're going to take that staff pose again. We're just going to notice what's changed. So bring the fleshy bits out so you can feel those sits bones. Get nice and tall here, and then activate the toes. Take a full breath in, soften the knees, and then just start walking the fingertips forward on the exhalations. Give yourself a few breaths to dry yourself down, so you don't have to go all the way down on the first exhalation. And then perhaps the hands come to the feet, perhaps they're on the side of the mat. Just notice where you are comfort-wise from where you started when we first did this pose. Keep the spine in alignment, so don't round the back yet. Take another full breath in, full breath out. And then just start to release the knees, so no effort. You might straighten the legs, and then just allow yourself to relax in the floor. On your next inhale, walking yourself all the way back up, bending the knees and coming onto the back in a bridge prep. Extend the right foot towards the ceiling, interlace the hands behind the right thigh, and just take some circles with the ankle. Draw a little circle on the ceiling, both directions. And then bend the right knee, place the right ankle on top of the left thigh. And then take a moment with the heels of your hands, we're just gonna press the thigh bones away. So very little effort here. Don't try to go 100%. Just give them a little feedback, maybe 30% of your effort. And then flex the right foot. We're gonna reach around the left thigh. So reaching in that triangle with the right hand, left arm around the leg. Have a little rock side to side. Keep the right foot super active. And then start drawing the left thigh towards you. You can use the right arm to keep the right leg opened. Perhaps it's available even to reach around the shin. Keeping that right foot super, super active. See if you can find 3 more breaths here. Keep drawing that left thigh towards you. And then we're going to release the interlace of the hands around the leg. Bring the left foot back to the mat. Open the arms wide and just taking a twist here with the legs staying in the exact same position. So see if you can bring the sole of the right foot onto the mat so the right knee is pointed towards the ceiling and you have a little lock here in the legs. Arms can be out to either side or perhaps a cactus. And then press into the arm bones. Lift the shoulders to come more evenly on the mat with the shoulders. And then begin to look towards the right and see what the head will allow to move the head towards the right. So don't push the head towards the right, just allow it to open up towards the right. Just looking towards the right. And then go back to the breath. Go back to where the tension is. See if you can direct the breath to any tension. See if you can let gravity release that tension on the exhalations. A few more breaths here. And then on an inhale, coming back up, unwinding the legs, reaching the hands around both knees this time as you bring them towards the chest and just rocking a little side to side. And then placing the right foot back on the mat, draw the left foot towards the ceiling, take some circles with the foot, draw a little bright little sunshine on the ceiling. And then we're going to bend the left knee. Place the left foot on the right thigh, and then bring the heels of the hands up to the tops of the thigh bones and just gently press them away. Then we're going to come to bring that right thigh towards us. Interlacing the hands around the back of the right thigh. Have a little roll there just to take any tension out of the lower back. And then you can bring the left elbow into the left thigh. Start drawing the right thigh towards you and then super flex the left foot. So the left foot stays super active. You can interlace the hands, perhaps around the shin. If that feels like it's right on the edge, just stay with them wrapped around the thigh. Keep pressing the left arm bone into the left thigh as you draw the whole contraption towards you. Few more breaths here. And then release the hold on the right leg, right foot back to the mat. Keep everything exactly as it is in the legs. Arms out to the side. Roll the legs, the contraction of the legs over to the right. Press into the arm bones. Lift the shoulders a bit to get the shoulders evenly on the mat. Take your full breath in and your full breath out there. And then look towards the left. And see if the head and neck want to move towards the left and open up. One more full breath in and a full breath out. And then inhale the head up. Draw the legs back up. Bring both knees towards you. Rock a little side to side. And we're going to come into a banana shape. So first, take the body long on the mat and fully extend from the fingertips to the toes. Maybe one side and then the other, nice and long. And then walk both feet out towards the left. And if the right hip comes up, walk the feet back. So we want the hips on the mat, creating a little crescent moon here. Right heel on top of left ankle, and then walk the hands over to the left. You can clasp onto the right wrist. Draw yourself nice and long, and then release just one palm into the other. And with each breath, feeling this connectedness to the whole right side body from the baby toe to the pinky as you inhale. Feeling that spaciousness between the ribs. Exhale, allow the body to open up. The only effort is the breath. Making space with the breath, nice deep long breaths. And then moving and letting go is effortless. Letting gravity do the work. You can find 3 more breaths here. And then on that third exhalation, go ahead and just walk the hands back to center. Release the little hold in the feet. Take a full body stretch in the middle. From fingertips to toes, and then walk both feet over to the right. Place the left ankle over the right. And then make sure both hips are still on the mat. So if you start to curl the hip up, walk the feet back a little bit. Walk both hands over to the right, clasp the left wrist. Take a full breath in there, elongating that left side of the body. And then let both hands just rest, one inside the other. And use the breath. Feel the spaciousness in the body on the inhale. Allow gravity to just help you move into that space on the exhalation. See if you can find 3 more big, long, deep breaths here. And then start to walk yourself back to the center line. Take one more full body stretch from the toe tips to the fingertips. And then start rolling the hands hands back around to the side, coming into Shavasana here. Take any tension out of the lower back to start by bending the knees, rock a little side to side, tuck the shoulder blades in towards each other so the heart is nice and open, palms towards the ceiling, and then elongate the legs. And with each exhalation, just noticing where gravity is allowing you to let go. As you let go, noticing the support of the earth and the ground underneath you. And on your next inhale, start giving the fingertips and the toe tips a little movement. Rolling out the wrists and the ankles. Gently looking from one side towards the other. Bringing the chin towards one shoulder and then the other. And then once again, inhale the arms all the way up, right in the fingertips. Take that full body stretch. And then roll over onto one side or the other. Use the arm as a pillow. Bend the knees towards the chest. Give yourself a big, big hug. And then when you're ready, whatever arm is on top, just use that arm to press into the floor. Draw yourself back up into a seated position. Take a little moment here with the palms on the thighs face down to just notice the spaciousness inside of you. And then bring the hands towards the chest in prayer. Press the thumbs into the sternum. Bring the chin towards the chest, honoring your own light and how you spent the last hour, giving yourself the space to just brighten that light. Make space for that light to shine out into the world. And then inhale the head back up, bring the thumbs between the eyebrows. And just acknowledge that we all have that same light inside of us. And the more we cultivate our own inner light, the more we're going to be able to recognize it in each other. The divine in me honors the divine in you. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide your practice this morning. Namaste.